Assalamualaikum everyone. Today we will be discussing O levels physics P1 multiple choice, October November 2022, variant 1 2, and the code for O levels physics is 5054. This paper is of 1 hour and it have 40 MCQs. Each MCQs have 4 possible answers A, B, C, D, and you have to choose the correct one and record your choice using a soft pencil on the multiple choice answer sheet. So let's get started. This paper is of 40 minutes. Question number 1, the diagram shows three forces acting on a block. The resultant force is 6 to the right. This is to the right. Uh, this is to the right. The resultant force, which is 6 newtons. Which additional force produces a resultant force of 3 newton to the left? So, the resultant force of 3 newton to the left. If the resultant force of 3 newton, there would be a resultant force of 3 newton to the left. So the force in total to the left would be 14 newtons. So the resultant force would be 3 newtons. So 3 plus 2, which is 5 newton, minus 14, which gives 9 newton. So we need a force of 9 newton towards the left, and the correct option for question number 1 is B. Question number 2, a teacher measures the length of the classroom. What is the most appropriate instrument to use? A 30 centimeter ruler? No. A caliber? No. A micrometer? No. A tape? Yes. D option. Question number 3. Which value is 1,000 of 1 meter? 1,000 means 1 upon 1,000 meter. Or you can say 0.001 meters. The values of the answer are given in centimeters. So if we convert 0.1 centimeter into meter, we will go, the decimal will go 1, 2 forward. And the answer would be 0.001 meter. So 1,000 of a meter, the correct option for this is 0.1 centimeter, which is option D. Question number 4, a car has a mass of 100 kg and is traveling down a steep hill. The brake fail and the driver uses a horizontal stand for safety road to stop the car. The car enters the sand at the speed of 10 meter per second and experiences a constant stopping force of 2500 Newton. How far does the car travel in the same sand before coming to rest? Okay, so you have to find the acceleration. You have to find the distance the car travel before it comes to rest. For this, you have to use the formula F equals to ma. The force is given 2500, mass is given 1000 kg, and acceleration is a. So 2500 divided by 1000, 0 cancel, it would be 2.5. So the acceleration is 2.5, the speed is given 10, and the car comes to rest, means the final speed is, or the final velocity is 0 and the initial velocity is 10. Okay, acceleration, you have found the acceleration using the formula F equals to ma. So using the formula of acceleration, 2.5 equals to, you will find the time, 0 minus 10. Final, which is 0, final velocity is 0 minus 10, which is initial velocity. So t will go here and minus 10. This acceleration is decelerating, so we'll put the minus sign on minus sign on 2.5. This t will, this t which was dividing will go there, and minus 2.5 will come here, and it will give you answer of 4. So 4 is the time you have calculated for the 4 is the time you have calculated for the acceleration. Now what you have to do is you have to find the distance, you have to use the formula of average speed. Average speed equals to distance divided by time. You will rearrange the formula, then distance would be equals to average speed into time. The time is 4 seconds, and the average speed, to calculate average speed, you will use this final or initial plus final speed divided by 2 into time, which was 4. So final and initial speed 10 plus 0, which will be 10 divided by 2 into 4. 2 ones are 2 twos are, and 2 tens are 20. So the correct option for question number 4 is 20 meters, which is option C. Question number 5, the ball starts from the rest and rolls down a steep hill. The ball is starting from rest. At first it is at rest, and then it rolls down a steep slope. The ball then rolls uh, along the rough horizontal ground. Which graph shows the speed of the ball at the different times? So firstly, it is starting from the rest. When it is starting from the rest, so its initial speed would be starting from 0. So graph B and C are, B is incorrect because the initial speed isn't starting from 0. So any one of the options would be A. It would be either A, C, or D because they are starting from 0. Then the ball rolls around along the rough horizontal ground. So when the ball is rolling around the rough horizontal ground, its speed would be changing instead of being constant. So option A is incorrect. Its speed won't be decreasing suddenly. Option C is incorrect. The correct option is D, that its speed would be changing and decreasing slowly. So the correct option for question number 5 is D. Then question number 6, a block of wood is placed onto a table and the external force act on the block, but the block remains extra stationary. A student suggests the three conditions of the block to remain stationary. Condition number 1 or condition number P. Condition P is that the resultant force on the block must be 0. Yes, this condition is correct. Condition Q, the resultant moment of the block on the block must be equals to 0. Yes. The external force must act through the center of mass of the block. So you can say that this condition isn't necessary. So the correct option for question number 6 is C. Question number 7. The car travels at the speed of 60 kilometers per hour on a straight road and the road is dry. Okay. The driver applies the brake suddenly and the thinking distance and the braking distance. The table shows the thinking, braking, and stopping distance. So this is the table in which the thinking, braking, step, and stopping distance is shown. The same car is driven by the same driver at 60 km per hour on a wet road this time, and the driver applies the brake suddenly again. What is the effect of the wet road on the thinking, braking, and stopping distance? Okay, so this time the road is wet. When the road is wet, so the braking distance decreases. So the braking distance increases, and the stopping distance also increases because the stopping distance is the sum of braking and thinking distance. Stop the option thinking distance has no change while the braking and the stopping distance increases. So option A is correct for question number 7. In question number 8, a car travels on a horizontal road around the beach at constant speed. What is the direction of the resultant force on the car? So a car travels on a horizontal road around. The car is traveling around means it is traveling in a circular motion. So what is the direction of the resultant force when any object is traveling in a circular motion? The direction is always towards the center. Option C is correct for question number 8. Question number 9. A student, a student writes two statements about mass and weight. Statement number 1 is mass the property of a body which resists change in its state of rest or in motion. Statement 2, weight is an amount of substance in a body. So statement 2 is incorrect. However, the statement 1 is correct. So option is correct that statement 1 is only correct. Question number 10. The graph shows how the extension of a spring changes with the mass suspended from it when the spring is on planet X and planet Y. The extension, then planet X extension, planet Y extension are plotted on a graph. So what conclusion can be drawn? Let's read out the statement. First statement is it is not possible to compare the gravitational field. No, this option is incorrect. The gravitational field strength on planet X is equals to planet Y. No, if it would be equals to, the graph would be like this, that X and Y graph would be on same line. The gravitational field strength on planet X is one third of the gravitational field strength on planet Y. Or the gravitational field strength on planet X is 3 times the gravitational field strength on planet Y. For this, you have to look at the graphs. So take a time and take a mass. I have taken 2 and see that the gravitational field strength on 2, the extension on the mass 2 kg on planet Y is 10. However, on same mass of 2 kg, the extension on planet X is 30. So this is 3 times. So according to this, and after reading out the 4 statements, you can easily figure out that statement D is correct. The gravitational field strength on the planet X is 3 times the gravitational field strength on planet Y. Option D is correct for question number 10. In question number 11, a student finds the density of an irregular shaped object. He chooses his equipment from this list. So what equipment does the student need to use to calculate the density? To find the density of an irregular object, the students need a measuring cylinder and a balance. He do not need an stopwatch. So the correct option is D, 2 and 3 only. Question number 12. A uniform beam is pivoted at its center. Two weights are placed on the beam in the position shown and the beam is placed by an upward force. So, what is the size of this force? You have to calculate the size of this force F. For this, when the word balance is used, you will use the formula anti-clockwise moment equals to clockwise moment. So let's see the anti-clockwise moment. This 30 will go anti-clockwise. So 40 into 30 plus now this 61 and this force and this 50 centimeter. It will also go in this, like along the pivot. So it would be F into 50. 20 plus 30, 50 centimeters equals to 60 into 30. Now you can easily calculate F. So F equals to 1800 minus 1200 divided by 50. So the answer for question number 12 would be, let me calculate it, 1800 minus 1200 divided by 50. 12 Newton. So the size of the force is 12 Newton. B option. Question number 13. Four objects of equal mass rest on a table. The center of the mass of an object is labeled G. G is the center of the mass. Which object is least stable? The object that has the highest center of mass is least stable. Option B is correct for question number 13. Question number 14. Each tire of a car has an area, and the area is 100 centimeter square. Is contact with the ground. The car has a mass of 16 kg, and the weight of the car is equally distributed among the 4 tires. Gravitational field strength is 10. What is the pressure exerted on the ground? To find the pressure exerted on the ground, the formula you will be using is pressure equals to force divided by area. Okay, so let's look into the question. The force is given. Where is the force? 16 kg. So you know that F equals to W means force equals to weight, as weight is a force. So the weight equals to mass into gravitational field. So the mass is given 1600 kg into 10. Okay, and the tires are 4. It is written that the mass is equally distributed among the 4 tires divided by 4. 4 ones are 4 400s are 400 into 10. So the force would be 4000. 4000 divided by 100 centimeter cube, which is the area in contact with the ground. So the pressure would be 40 newtons, means option C is correct for question number 14. Question number 15. A gas syringe contains a volume of V1 of gas at temperature P1. So P1 pressure is given. The volume reduced to V2 without any change of temperature. What is the expression for the change in pressure? You have to you have to find out the equation for change in pressure. So you can say change in pressure equals to P2 minus P1. Here we will use the equation P1 V1 equals to P2 V2. So P1 is, you have to find P2. P1 V1 divided by V2. Now you have find that the P2 is P1 into V1 divided by V2. So putting this equation in this formula, that P1 V1 divided by V2 minus P1. So here is the equation. The correct option for question number 15 is C. Question number 16. A constant force of F pulls a block of weight W up the slope shown. How much the work done by the force F is pulling the block up the slope. So you have to calculate the work done, and the formula to calculate the work done is work done equals to force into the direction or the distance in the direction of force. So the distance in the direction of force is L and the force is F. So correct option is B for question number 16, which is F into L. Then question number 17, the input power to a motor is 12 watts. The motor wastes 590 joules in 1 minute. What is the efficiency of the motor? Okay. For this, one thing you need to remember is that power is the energy per unit time, and the input power or the energy per unit time is the same thing. Okay. So the power totally given is 590 joules for each minute. So for each second, you will calculate it by 590 divided by, as you know that the SI unit is joules in seconds, divided by 1, 60 seconds. It would give, let me take it, 590 divided by 60. 9.833. Okay. So this is the energy used in 1 second. Then to calculate the efficiency equals to useful output energy. I'm writing in short form as I do not have space. And input energy divided by input energy into 100, because you have to give the answer in percentage. So used to calculate this useful output energy, what you will do is subtract 12 joules, which is 12 joules or 12 watts, the thing is same, minus 9.833 divided by the total energy which was supplied is 12 into 100. When you will put this equation in the calculator, so the correct option, you will get answer which is 18.05. 18.05. Look, while looking at the options, you can see that option A is correct for question number 17. Question number 18. Electric motors have efficiency of about 90% when used in electric train. Which forms of waste energy are produced? So the waste energy in electric motor is B, thermal and sound. Then what is the unit of powers? As I told you that it's watt and or joules per second, which we did in above questions. So answer B is correct for question number 19. Then question number 20, the four thermometers are shown. These are the four thermometers. Which thermometer have a greatest sensitivity? So greatest sensitivity and the highest range. Firstly, you should remember that the range of the thermometer is inversely proportional to sensitivity. Let me write it here, range inversely proportional to sensitivity. Let's calculate the range of each thermometer first. So 25 minus 0, range is 25 degrees Celsius. 40 minus 30, which is 10 degrees Celsius. 250 minus 0, 250 degrees Celsius. Then 300 minus 100, 200 degrees Celsius. So the highest uh, or the greatest range is 250, which is R. So R, here are two options for R, either A or C. And let's calculate the sensitivity. When the range is the highest, the sensitivity is the lowest. So highest range is of R. And so if the R has the highest range, it will have the lowest sensitivity. We have to calculate the greatest sensitivity. So for this, the option would be B. For question number 20, the option would be C. Data sensitivity is of Q as it have the lowest, or you can say the least range, while the greatest range is of R. Question number 21. Air is trapped in the metal cylinder by a piston. The piston is free to move and the trapped air is at the atmospheric pressure and the cylinder is in hot water. Piston air trapped hot water in metal cylinder. The cylinder is taken out of the water and left to cool. What happens to the mass of the air in the cylinder and the pressure as it cools down? So as you know that temperature is directly proportional to volume when the pressure is constant. When the pressure is constant, the temperature is directly proportional to volume. So according to this, when the temperature decreases, the volume decreases. So there is no change in the mass of the air and no change in the pressure of the air. So option is correct for question number 21. Question number 22, a mirror is placed in the path of a ray of light through which angle does the direction of the ray of the light change? So the angle you need to calculate is this. This is the incident ray. Incident ray equals to reflected ray. So this would be also 40 degree. You can see this is a straight line and this is making 180 degree. 180 minus 40 minus 40 gives 100 degree, which is option C. Question number 23. A ray of light in the water is refracted at the surface into the air, which diagram shows the angle of incidence and angle of refraction. So angle of incidence, let's see the diagram, angle of incidence and angle of refraction. Option A is correct. A thin converging lens forms a real focused image on an object as shown, which distance is equal to the focal length. So the focal length is from the optical center to the point till the point where this parallel ray passes through the length and meet uh, the line. The correct option for this is LX, which is option B. Question number 25. The diagram shows the action of a diverging lens, which ray diagram shows the action of the diverging lens. So you all know that option D shows the correct action of the diverging lens. Many devices produce electromagnetic waves when operating. Which device produces electromagnetic waves of the highest frequency? So the sunbed is the correct option for question number 26. Which two frequencies are both outside the range of the audible frequency for a healthy human ear? So the range of audible frequency is from 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz. You have to outside figure out the outside range. So this is B. Option B is correct. 2 hertz to 25,000 hertz. So this is the outside range. Sound waves are displayed on as a trace on the screen of an oscilloscope, which trace shows a sound that becomes quieter with a higher pitch. Okay. As the loudness increases, if the quieter means less, uh, no, less sound, less louder sound. So as the loudness decreases, the amplitude also decreases, means loudness is directly proportional to the amplitude. And as the pitch increases, the frequency increases. Pitch increases, frequency increases. Now, while looking at the diagrams, we can easily figure out that in option C, the frequency is increasing as the pitch is increasing, while the amplitude is decreasing as the loudness is decreasing. So the correct option for question number 28 is C. Then question number 29. The end or the north pole of a permanent magnet is placed in turn close to a piece of iron, and the south pole of another magnet and a piece of copper. Which object are attracted to the north pole of a permanent magnet? So you know that the copper is a non-magnetic material, so it won't be attached, while the south pole and the piece of iron will be attached. So option is correct for question number 29. Question number 29. Then question number 30. The four plotting compasses are placed near a bar magnet. Ignore any effect of the Earth magnetic field. One compass appears like this. So what is the possible position of the compass? Usually you know that the magnetic field moves from north to south like this. So according to this, option A is incorrect, D is incorrect, B is incorrect. So the correct option is option C. Question number 31. Two positively charged plastic rods are placed next to each other. Which row describes and explains how the rods move? So the two oppositely charged rods are placed in, to each other, near each other, next to each other. So the explanation: opposite charges attract the movement away from each other, no. Away from each other, no. Towards each other, because opposite charges attracts. Option C is correct for question number 31. Question number 32 are that a meter that measures the rate of flow of charge in a resistor. Rate of flow of charge in a resistor placed in a circuit. Name the meter and how it is connected to the resistor. So the Rate of flow of charges calculated by ammeter and it is connected in series. Option B is correct for question number 32. Question number 33. A device is used to convert electrical energy to the kinetic energy. It is obvious that a motor is used to convert electrical energy into kinetic energy. Question number 34. Why a fuse is used in an electric appliance? Fuse is used to protect the appliance. Question number 35. A coil of wire is rotated at a constant rate between the pole of a U-shaped magnet. Okay, two ends of the coil are connected to different slip rings. Which graph shows how the voltage between the slip rings varies from T1 to T2? While looking at the graphs, you can easily identify that option C is correct. They are talking about alternating current. Question number 36. Which statement about a transformer is correct? The changing magnetic field in the transformer induces an EMF in the secondary coil. Yes. The core of, let's read out the remaining three options. The core of the transformer is made of iron because the iron is a good conductor. No. The transformer converts alternating current into direct. Nahi. The transformer converts direct into alternating. No. So option A is correct for question number 36. In question number 37, that three types of radiations are emitted by an unstable nuclei are helium nuclei. We know that the helium nuclei is alpha. Then the shortest wavelength, electromagnetic wave and electron. So electron is beta. The shortest wavelength is gamma. Option A is correct for question number 37. Question number 38. The diagram shows a relay used to switch on an electric motor. A student make 5 statements to explain how the relay switches on the electric motor. The statements are not correctly ordered. The statements are correct, but they are not placed in correct order. So statement 1 is the current in the coil magnetize the electromagnetic field, electromagnet. Statement 2, the armature closes the contacts. The current is second in the secondary coil. In the secondary circuit makes the motor turn. The electromagnet attracts the iron in armature. The switch S is in the primary circuit. Switch S in the primary circuit is closed. So this is the first, the first step to switch on a motor using relay. So while looking at the options, you can easily identify that option is the first. The first step is 5. The four options, the first step is in D. So no need to look at the other steps only because the option which is starting from 5 is only one. So the correct option is D for question number 38. Then question number 39. Different radioactive emissions have different characteristics. A student lists the following characteristics of alpha. It has a positive charge. Yes. It has a high penetrating ability. No. The characteristic is a component of electromagnetic spectrum. No. So only P is correct, which is option A. For question number 39, option A is correct. Last question of this paper, question number 40. A wooden object is believed to be 6,000 years old. Which isotope found in the object is used to determine the age of the object? So the isotope used to determine the age of the object is carbon-14 always. So remember this, the option C is correct for question number 14. So this was all, and the paper of October November 2022 P12 has ended. I hope you understood it. Thank you.